Opening quotation. Time starts now. Oh my God, there's a fire! What is that on? Is that a fire hydrant on fire? Now this seems like a very ridiculous situation, right? You would never expect a fire hydrant, which is literally expected to be putting out fires, you would never expect it to be actually on fire. It's a very staple, ironic example. And this concept of irony will bring us to today's quotation. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room, from President Merkin Muffrey. Now, one way we can interpret this quotation is that these characters are in a war room. It's literally called a war room. One would obviously expect there to be so much fighting. But the command is, no, you cannot fight in here, which brings us to a little bit of a state of irony. And what's interesting about this state of irony is that it's leading us to call for a lack of fighting. This lack of fighting means that we have a state of peace. In other words, our irony is leading us to peace and some strong, good results. And we're going to explore this through two levels of analysis. This idea that irony can be very beneficial and almost bring us a sense of peace. We're going to examine it at the societal level, mostly with the irony that comes in satire, the benefits that come from that. And we're also going to examine the benefits that come for the individual when we use the humor of irony. So now to start us off, irony comes in the form of satire very frequently. And this satire is something that we can use to further the benefit of society. One such example is for the 1700s, Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal. Now, A Modest Proposal is a speech given about how, hey, it would be way better for the economy if we were to take a few children from poor families and let those families sell those children so that the rich can eat them. Now, this seems very shocking, of course, and it's terrible, this idea of eating babies, even though it would be good for the economy, technically, it's ethically abhorrent. But Swift uses this irony, the difference between what is said and what is meant, to illustrate, hey, rich people of Ireland, this is how you're treating the poor people. You're treating them as economical objects rather than something to be valued ethically. Overall, Swift is using this satirical irony to call attention to the problems in society and bring out progress. Another such example where this happens is a satirical Broadway musical, The Book of Mormon, created by the writers of South Park, because who else would do that? Now, the Book of Mormon is a satirical episode of Mormons being missionaries in Uganda. And this calls to attention a lot of the systemic racism that can come out of religious institutions. What may look like a really horrible story full of so many racist remarks, and yes, it is very, very full of them, which is ethically shaky. What comes out of this is strong social commentary about religious institutions. So overall, we can use the irony of satire to cause some strong social progress. But what else we can do with irony is we can use it to help the individual with humor. One such example is the character Chandler from Friends. Now he says, "I'm not good at giving advice, so can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?" See, we can be at almost our wit's end when it comes to trying to support our friends. It can be difficult to try to solve problems all the time when really our friends just need a laugh sometimes, some emotional healing. And sarcastic comments, and sarcasm is a form of irony, we can bring humor to our friends. We can help them with that. In other words, irony can have some wonderful effects for the individual. So overall, we've examined the benefits that irony can give for both social progress and also how it can emotionally help the individual. It can almost bring out a sense of peace when we call to not fight in here because this is the war room. We never expect that there will be a lack of fighting in a war room. Just how we would never expect there to be a fire hydrant on fire. Thank you.